Hello, Sakshi. How are you?
Good evening, sir. I'm good, sir. Thank you.
Very good. So you are from Bihar, right?
Yes.
And you are a technocrat, but you opted PSIR. The same optional also you could have.
Yes, sir.
So what is the reason that you took PSIR?
Sir, I felt political science and international relations was an interesting subject, and I was also interested much towards the art subject while preparing for the civil services. So I thought of shifting from technology.
So it is electrical and electronics, right?
Yes, sir.
What is the mass of electron?
Sir, it's 1.69 into 10 to the power minus 31. Yes.
1.6, you are saying.
Yes, sir. I remember this.
And the charge on it?
Sir, minus 1.
Minus 1.
Minus charge is there. Yes.
The amount?
Sir, amount is sir, actually I'm not able to recall correctly. Yes.
Okay, what is the meaning of your name, Survi?
Sir, it means witness.
It means?
Witness.
Come again?
Sir, it means witness.
Okay, so what is the broadened meaning of your name? If you can just elaborate it.
Sir, someone when takes some resolution, or it is like someone watching you all the time. So the witness is something who sees people doing everything and it observes it.
Okay, so the definition of hostile witnesses. Sorry to ask this question, but it is the order of the day sometimes that we feel so. Under which article the witnesses are protected, or the hostility of the witnesses are sometimes addressed moderately of Indian Constitution?
Sir, Article 21 may be one, but I am aware of the Witness Protection Act that came in 2015. Other than that, sir, I am not aware of the constitutional provisions.
In Article 20, there are 3 protections. No
Yes,
ex post facto law, no self-incrimination, and no double
yes,
jeopardy.
Yes.
Out of these 3, wherein the witness protection is more included?
So self-incrimination.
In witness, self-incrimination is there, or it is for the kind of person who is on whom the charges have been levied?
Yes, sir. It is on that person only on whom the charges have been levied.
So one can witness his or her own offense.
So sorry, sir. I read about it.
Okay. Amol, please ask the question.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Welcome, Sakshi. Good to see you here.
Thank you, sir.
So, as you mentioned before that you are quite interested in political science and international relations. There's one interesting thing about political science, that it is called a science and not something in humanities. Could you please throw some light on that?
Sir, political science is called as science because of the systematic study or systematic knowledge of various political phenomena and events. Sir, it is because of the systematic study that we call it a science.
All right. And you have done electrical and electronics engineering also. Could you please tell me the difference between electrical and electronic?
So the electrical component of the engineering deals more with the flow of charge, the electricity and the power system. However, on the contrary, the electronics component deals with the flow of electrons and semiconductors and the digital devices which we use right today.
Okay, so could you name 2 electronic devices and 2 electrical devices?
Sir, MOSFET will be one electronic device. Diode is there. And in electrical devices, we have resistor, we have capacitors.
And can you tell me the outcome of those devices, the devices that we are using directly? Like, these are the components of the.
So transformer is one electrical device, and so motor is also an electrical device. In electronic devices, we have rectifiers, and we also have the capacitor, supercapacitor series.
Okay. Since your optional is international relation, recently our Honorable Prime Minister went to many countries. Could you please name those countries and a brief highlight of and a summary of the visit?
Sir, recently the visit was first to the Germany, then Denmark, and to the France. Sir, in Germany, we had joint statements relating to green hydrogen cooperation. And then in all the meetings, the Russian-Ukraine war was discussed, and its cascading effect was especially discussed during the France visit. In Denmark also, the Prime Minister of Denmark asked Prime Minister Modi to influence Russia over the Ukraine war.
All right. So, if you are being asked to defend India's stand on Ukraine crisis, could you please defend in just 1 minute?
So the purpose of any nation's diplomacy or the external affairs ministry is to secure the national interest for the nation as well as for its people. So I think the national interest of India was in abstaining from voting against Russia or against Ukraine, because still the independent investigations are not there, and we cannot claim someone as aggressor and someone as the victim. So I think that was the best defense we could.
All right. So, Sakshi, through your answers, I seem to understand that you are quite a responsible individual. So, could you please tell me what does responsibility mean to you?
Sir, responsibility, I think it comes through the power, and it also comes with the, I would say, which the task we take, and to do it with dedication, and taking every stakeholder into confidence before we take any decision, and we ensure that no harm is done to anybody.
Okay, and sometimes, as like if you get into the services, and there will be many tasks which you may not be able to do. So, what about the responsibility of those tasks? Whom should we fix the responsibility to?
So sorry, sir. Can you please rephrase?
That's fine. I mean, you mentioned that the tasks given to us, we are responsible for them. So, what about the tasks that we are not able to perform? How is responsibility decided for them?
Sir, there may have been some problem on our side that we would have been short of resources or the competence. So I think we should honestly accept that, and it should be given to the competent authority so that the work is done well.
All right. Thank you so much. Actually, really nice interacting with you. Over to Ilana.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Amol. Good evening, Sakshi.
Good evening, ma'am.
So you are from Bihar.
Yes.
Give me names of some freedom fighters from Bihar.
Ma'am, first of all is the first president of India, Rajendra Prasad. Jai Prakash Narayan was from there. Her wife, Prabhavati Devi, was also a very influential at that time. Ma'am, Abdul Bari was also from there.
Okay. What is difference between 6th schedule and 5th schedule?
Ma'am, 6th schedule is for the tribal areas in India, and 5th schedule areas are about the about the areas which have uh, independent autonomous councils under the Schedule 5.
Sakshi, how was Gandhi's Quit India movement different from his earlier mass movements?
Ma'am, the earlier mass movements like non-cooperation movement and civil disobedience movement, in that Gandhi completely abstained from coming to violence. However, in Quit India movement, he declared it on the 8th of August that when the leaders will be arrested, every single man will be the leader, and there will be the concept of do or die, but do not have to see our motherland into chains.
How would you differentiate colonialism from imperialism?
Now, colonialism was basically about economic exploitation of the other countries' resources. However, the imperialism included with that the political supremacy of the other nations, such as Great Britain over India and many other nations.
You need more clarification on this. In your depth, you have mentioned about your liking for Hindustani classical vocal music. So can you name some classical vocalists from our land?
Ma'am, Pandit Bhim Singh Joshi is one of the legends, and Pandit Ravi Shankar, Ustad Bismillah Khan, and Vilayat Khan, Ustad Vilayat Khan. Ma'am, Rashid Khan is one very famous. Currently,
Okay. Currently?
Ma'am, Girija Devi is one from the Banaras Khara. She is famous for Hindi.
How, as an administrator, you will try to avail positive liberty for the individuals?
And positive liberty is about contributing to the full development of their personality. And I think the personality is shaped by the complete basic necessities, including the health, education, clean drinking water, and almost every welfare program. Now, through my efforts, I will make sure that all the government welfare programs are well implemented in my district and they reach to the grassroots.
What are the specific requirements of your district as of now?
Ma'am, if we talk about the economic terms, agriculture is a major area. So canal irrigation is one thing on which we can work upon. Now, in society, there is casteism and communalism. So I think the community policing and these committees are need to be formed. Now, also on the social front, girls' education needs to be promoted in my area. And if we see other opportunities like environment protection, because of the Camor hills present in my district, the environmental protection and poaching is an area where we need to work.
Okay, good. Thank you, Sakshi. Best wishes.
Thank
And
you.
over to Ekta now.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Hi, Sakshi. How are you?
I'm good, ma'am. Thank you.
You have written meditation in your hobbies.
Yes.
Can you please tell me how many chakras are there in our body?
Ma'am, there are 6 chakras in our body, and the 7th is outside the body, which is met through samadhi when the soul meets the cosmic soul. That is what we do.
Okay. Can you name all these 7 chakras?
Ma'am, not all 7 I remember, but the first one is Mooladhara chakra, and then
Also, please tell me the positioning of these chakras. When you're saying Mooladhara chakra, tell me where it is located in the body.
Ma'am, it is located around the pelvis region of human, and ma'am, after that, I don't remember actually.
Okay, you were talking about that one chakra which is related to samadhi, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you name that chakra?
Ma'am, it is called lotus, related to lotus something, and the soul is like a petal which gets connected with that lotus. The concept is like that. But I think I need more clarity.
It is Sahasrara chakra. And yeah, there are like multiple petals and then yeah. Okay, anyhow, just look into this.
Yes,
Now, can you explain what are austerity measures to me?
ma'am, in economic terms,
Yeah, yeah.
ma'am, the social safety nets which are provided or the quantitative easing which was done in US, these all I think come in austerity as well.
Okay. Please do look into this.
Okay.
Can you tell me what is India stack? There is a term called India stack that has been in news quite a lot lately. Do you know what is this?
India sat, ma'am, I may be wrong, but I think it is the space station which India is planning about.
No, no.
Sorry, ma'am.
Any.
I'll
What is infrastructure?
Infrastructure is a tool through which the connectivity, the empowerment of people, uh, all these things are improved. Like for physical infrastructure, we have roads, railways, bridges, and in social infrastructure, we have health and education facilities provided to people.
Okay. Now, how does this physical infrastructure ensures economic growth of a country?
Connectivity is very important when we talk about connecting rural areas with the cities, with more employment opportunities are present in cities. However, if the connectivity is not there, the market to the rural products will not be there. And also the opportunities, the innovations which are done in the cities will not reach to the village areas. So the program which is providing urban amenities in the rural areas, the Pura mission, that would not be able to accomplish without physical infrastructure.
Okay. And has the government been doing something to enhance the infrastructure of the country? Any program or policy?
Ma'am, the main program which is running through now is PM Gati Shakti plan, and also the National Infrastructure Pipeline is a component of that, through which around 102 lakh crores of investment has been decided upon to improve the social and physical infrastructure.
Okay. And how many ministries are connected in this PM Gati Shakti program?
And there are 16 ministries which are connected.
Okay, very well. Just one last question. Everybody says that gradually USA has been losing its power, its stature as a hegemon. Right, multiple other power areas, arenas, or regions are coming up, and the world is becoming more multipolar. Can you please mention what are these various poles, the power poles that are coming up in the on the international stage?
Some the multipolar powers are actually the middle powers, which are having the highest growth rate in their economy. And also they are having greater say in the international relations. They include India, Turkey, Japan, and the other nations like Saudi Arabia are also in that phase. Brazil is also there.
Okay, okay, very well. All the best. Over to you, Nitin.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Hello, Sakshi. How are you?
I'm good.
So, Sakshi, your option is political science and international relations. And just you mentioned the poles in the international relations. So do you think that we are right now in a situation where we can say there is an end of ideology
Sir, ideology is something which is a product of human brain, coming with various ideas and making it evident through various incidents across the world. So I think there would not be any end of ideology. But if we talk about in terms of Francis Fukuyama, after the disintegration of Soviet Union, he said the end of ideology has been there, and over communism and liberalism has won. But I don't think that it will be an end of ideology.
Okay. And who gave the concept of end of history if Francis Fukuyama gave the concept of end of ideology?
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. He came up with that.
So, okay, as you mentioned Francis Fukuyama, so let us talk about end of history debate. Do you think liberalism has won the war, historical war that we call as the Cold War?
Sir, if we see through the liberal perspective, then yes, it has won the ideology debate in the Cold War. However, the recent insurrection of China and also the China-Russia nexus is itself coming to a question, like it is putting a question over the end of history. And this, I think, will be a next thing the world will do.
So do we think that we are in a Cold War 2.0?
Sir, currently I do not see as a Cold War 2.0. However, in future, if it becomes intense and the rule-based order is not established, then it will go into Cold War 2.0.
Okay. Now, what stand do you think India should take in the present geopolitical scenario? Or do you think India is on the right path, or you need to make certain foreign policy changes?
Sir, India's stand from non-aligned to multi-aligned things was a very good move. And through that, we have seen that with those countries which we were at loggerheads, we are cooperating with them in various terms. So I think these changes are which are being done in the foreign policy are according to the geopolitical scenarios changing around the world. So I think the foreign policy is completely on the right path.
So are you aware about a term called as CAATSA? CAATSA?
Yes.
So related to CAATSA, do you think USA is still trying to arm twist India? And whenever India is going against the point of view of CAATSA, USA mentions about the religious intolerance in India. So do you think it is about the protection of human rights, or it is because of the India's non-acceptance of USA's unilateral policies?
Sir, it is, I would say, it is the both way it is going on. Because India's relations with Russia and the trade deals with other countries like Iran and China, that is inviting the CAATSA. But because USA's interests are also in India, so it is not deploying CAATSA on India. However, the things of religious intolerance, which we have been seeing right now in the country, they impose a bad impression upon the world. However, I think we need to get our domestic policy in the right way. And if we talk about the human rights violation, they are also in USA with respect to the colored people. So pointing fingers at us, it will not be a good move. They must look into their situation as well.
Very good. Very good. My last question from you. You are electronics and electrical engineer, right?
Yes.
So government, or particularly the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, has taken certain initiatives very recently. Are you aware of them?
So about the Digital India and the BharatNet initiative.
I would give you a hint. It is about the semiconductors and the.
Yes.
So are you aware about the new initiatives?
Yes.
What are the initiatives?
Sir, the National Semiconductor Mission have been initiated with the allocation of 70,000 crore rupees, and it will be focusing towards making India self-reliant in the electronic manufacturing sector, such as the microchips and smartphones, these kind of things. And for that, India has been focusing through product-linked incentive schemes, in which electronics is one major sector.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much. Over to you, Nitin, sir.
Thank you so much.
Sakshi, about the Hindustani classical vocal music.
Yes.
So you practice it, or you love to listen to it?
Sir, I practice it also.
You practice it?
Yes.
Okay. Who is your ustad?
Sir, I'm actually unfortunate to not get any start right now, but I have been listening to some of the famous musicians.
So, and for how long you are practicing it? Since last how many years?
Sir, it was a subject in 11th and 12th class of mine, and after that I developed my interest, and I have been practicing it on my own.
So can you enlighten this board by some of your talent that you have practiced for Hindustani classical vocal?
Sure.
Yeah,
It would
please.
be my privilege. Sir, should I sing a rag?
Yeah.
Sir, I will be singing Rag Yami, and this is the time for that rag. Ragji ka pratham pehl.
Okay.
Sa ni re ga ma pa dha ni sa sa ni dha pa ma ga ni sa ni re ga ni sa pa ma ga ni Moyu Gagara Nagaran Deta Moyu Gagara Nagaran Deta Shama Sundara Sudhita Nagara Moyu Gagara Nagaran Deta Nirega Gamadhani Dhapare Pare Sagara Naganandita Nini Dagapada Mapadama Padama Pamapadagara Nagaranadita Muyu Dagara Nagara Nirigari Nirigari Nirigama Gari Nirigama Gadama Gama Dania Kama Kama Gari Gari Sagara Nagarana Sagara Nagarana Sagara Nagarana
Okay, very good. Your practice was manifested in your performance. That's good.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, in the art and culture, we just study about the various type of gharanas, and Hindustani is one of them. How many other gharanas you know about?
Sir, I know about Banaras Gharana, Lucknow Gharana, Agra Gharana, Mewati Gharana, Jaipur Gharana is there, Patiala Gharana, Kirana Gharana is there.
Okay. So at national level, do we have something in Delhi that where we can go and practice such things, and for motivation, the prizes are also given?
Sir, the National Sahitya Academy is there. It hosts the workshops, and as well as it gives the award to various musicians.
So what is the highest award in Hindustani classical vocal music nationally?
Sir, it is based upon the, like, many musicians have got Bharat Ratna as well. Pandit Bhim Sen Joshi, Pandit Ravi Shankar, Ustad Bismillah Khan, all have got Bharat Ratna.
So how much is the cash prize in this prize and award?
Sir, There are no cash prizes.
Only citation is given.
Yes.
Sure.
Sir,
Okay,
maybe
which ministry is providing the provisions for such prizes and awards?
Sir, Ministry of Culture.
Ministry of Culture.
Yes.
Right. So Sakshi, your formal interview is over.
Thank you,
Yes, you have to leave this meeting for a minute so that we can just discuss about your performance of the day. Then you can rejoin using the same link after a minute.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So welcome back, Sakshi. So what do you feel about today's performance?
Sir, I have to read about meditation. I'm asked about the chakras. Actually, I have made notes of that, but the names are a little difficult, so I am not able to remember.
Right, right. Okay. When is your real interview?
Sir, 18th of May.
18th of May. So around more than 10 days to go.
Yes.
Okay. So have you been to interview earlier in the previous attempts?
Yes, sir. Once I have been there in 2019.
So what happened that time?
Sir, I scored 168 marks, but I could not get service because of less marks in mains.
Okay, it was not overall selection.
Yes.
Okay, so this time you must, and what problem or any improvement area you identified from that last previous attempt?
Sir, actually, I was not much prepared because my interview was just 10 days after the interview just started. And so, economic survey and budget. So, my general awareness was a little lacking. Otherwise, the personality traits, everything was fine. And some of history and the prohibition question, all that.
Okay, so overall, there are content part of the interview and psychological frame of yours of the answering. So I will say that good energy is there, assertion is there, confidence is there, and overall persona is reflecting that you need to be there in the service. But nevertheless, no one is perfect, and we need to say sometimes, sir, I need to look at it, and I don't know, because when it comes to austerity measures or the economy knowledge, right? So you need to know things about it. And then even I asked, they corrected to your name, so Sakshi, and the witnesses. So basically, no incrimination is for the person who is being grilled and drilled, but for the witnesses, no double jeopardy is there, right? So no one can witness against himself or herself until unless in the cross examination or into the live fluid and all, LDT, these all come into picture. Okay, so if the code is permitting, then it is fine, and even the objection overruled is there in court. If the prosecution is insisting and defense is saying that objection me lord, then they say that objection overruled sometimes. Fine.
Yes.
Basically, yes, the fundamentally things are there. But anyway, so from Sakshi, witnesses, hostile witnesses, what is the definition of it? What are the protections available? What all cases so far recently? You just can go for it, being a student of PSIR. And yes, you know things about the scholars and the difference between them. But all in all, little honesty is also required when you need to say about that word, why do you want to be a civil servant? So unparalleled recognition, better status is there, kind of security from government services is there. So these are these are also the reasons, apart from the other reason that you need to serve the nation. But yes, socially and as a family person, you have this thing in your mind. And apart from that, the Hindustani classical vocal music, they may ask you to sing and recite, right? But it should not be very long.
Okay, sir.
But yes, it was justified when you, after 10-15 seconds, were giving good vibes, right?
Okay, sir.
So after 5 seconds, if there are good vibes and it is over in 25 to 30 seconds, and yet creating the spark also out of this performance, it is win-win situation, keeping in view the time component that a member is having or entire board is having. So it is from 25 minutes to 35 minutes.
Seconds.
No, means the overall interview.
Okay, sir.
Overall interview is from 25 minutes to 35 minutes
Yes.
in real UPSC. Okay, it may go up till 40 minutes too for the sometimes borderline cases, right? So that's how it is. Now, this is our assessment, and I think this time you will make it, and probably our feedback should work in right direction for your performance.
Yes.
Yeah. Any question you want to ask from any of the panelists?
Sir, I actually wanted to ask about my international relations answer. Was they too long, or I need to refine them?
Your answers were fine, but try to use the terms that you have read in your political science. Use the terms like balance of power. Use the
Yes.
term like geopolitical interest. Use the terms that the new idea, for example, comprehensive national power. Use the ideas like smart power, fast power. Okay, like
Yes.
the concept of security community. These concepts that you have read, mention them, because the next question will be from the concept itself. So you will be in your comfort zone. Because from a student of political science, they expect the use of such jargons.
Yes. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right. And in 10 days time, if you feel that other def entries are to be discussed, including your hobbies, you may visit the institute if you are residing nearby area. You are residing here in ORM, Karulva?
Sir, I'm in Noida right now.
Okay. So the coordinator may coordinate with you for real-time mock interview for your better body language or more feedback that you need, or else you can go with these feedback, work upon it. I feel that the same frame of whatever energy reflection was there in today's performance should hit
Yes.
in a good way. Okay.
Yes.
So
Okay.
all the very best from our side, Sakshi.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay.